Let's be real. Motivation is easy when life is calm. But what about when everything feels out of control? Today, we're answering a question that so many of my clients, and honestly, I have had in the past and have asked at some point: how do I stay motivated in the middle of chaos? You're watching You Asked, where I answer one question each week to help you train your resilience muscle. I'm Nagam Alsamari, resilience coach and founder of Imcan Leadership Development. Welcome home. If you're here live, say hey in the chat or drop an emoji. If you're watching this replay later on, I want you to type a replay and let me know your biggest takeaway from today. Before we get started, I want you to think, what is a recent change in your life that happened to you that just kind of dropped by unexpectedly and left you in a basic chaos mode? Or maybe something that happened to you even though you were expecting it, but it still left you all over the place, scattered. Okay. Think about that and keep it in mind as we go through these. I recently made a move. I moved houses. And although it was a planned move, there were so many unexpected changes in my life that I have had to kind of pause and rethink a lot of my priorities and shift things around. And this happened back at the beginning of July, and it is October 6th, and it's still a time of readjustment for me. It's taking me a while to readjust to all the changes in my life. And first, I had to acknowledge there has been a change, and I'm okay with the change because, ladies and gentlemen, and let me turn this heater off, life is messy. And you just have to know that and be okay with that. Not everything comes prepackaged looking pretty. A lot of things come in messed up, and you just got to go with the flow. And that's one of my mottos, is go with the flow. So what is that one thing that hit you either expectedly or unexpectedly and left you kind of hanging and questioning and rearranging and reorganizing? This is how it happens to us when that one thing happens and it leaves us in a chaotic mode. So here's what I want you to remember: motivation, it's not a spark, it's a system. 3 ways to anchor yourself when life is chaotic. Ready for it? Number one, create a daily mini win. When everything feels seriously overwhelming, choose that one thing to complete that is within your control. Often we get really panicky because we think of all the things that are outside of our control. We are waiting for somebody to approve something, and therefore we're kind of waiting in that stall mode. Or we are waiting for something to arrive, and so we're waiting for that and can't really move or do anything. There's that kind of thing where, well, it's really out of your control, so why don't we just move to something to that's within your control, that's something you can actually do right now. Think about that and make that the thing you complete today and move forward on, so you can feel better, less anxious, less panicky. So one, create a daily mini win and focus on that one thing that is within your control that you can complete, so it's not everything feels overwhelming to you, so that overwhelm level comes down. Example: write one follow-up email. Instead of thinking of the entire inbox, think about one email. Or instead of creating a whole content for October, write one post. That's it. Just do one thing and make that your thing for the day. It makes you feel better. It brings back control gradually, not entirely. It's not a magic trick. It's not going to immediately make everything disappear. It's just going to make you feel better. Okay, that was number 1. Number 2, tie your work to purpose, not pressure. most of the time, we run around like crazy because we feel the pressure of the demands that we have on a day to day basis. But what if we think of it instead of it's due today because somebody wants it, we tie it to purpose. Chaos turns into motivation and into survival mode. Yeah. And what you should be doing when that happens is you reconnect to your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Not, don't look at the to do list. Yes, that to do list is going to grow. So instead of turning that motivation into trying to just clasp onto dear life and make it into survival mode, reconnect it, make it into, go back to your purpose of why you're doing what you're doing, and then think about how, when how to accomplish that thing. It becomes more meaningful that way versus when it's just pressure. It brings on more anxiety than clear thinking. And you really need to be thinking clearly when you are trying to conduct yourself every day and get your chaos under control. So ask, what would future me think, or of me, of what I'm doing right now? And maybe something like, what would future me thank me for doing today? Hmm. What would future you thank you for doing today? What would future you think of you for what you're doing today? And number three, protect your rhythm, not your routine. A lot of times we create routines, daily routines, and when chaos hits, you know what happens? Our routines scatter all over the place. And you know when that happens? Feeling, panic, anxiety, all of that hits all at once and creates that chaotic mode. So think of a rhythm rather than routine. Um, when you've got a plan in place and chaos disrupt it, it won't disrupt your rhythm because rhythm is more internal. It's something that you have created inside. And it really rhythm follows your energy. What is your energy um focused on more? And most of the time our energy goes up when we're doing something really purposeful, something we are more passionate about, something that is within our control. See, it goes back to the beginning where I started, right? So protect your boundaries, meaning set boundaries for yourself when and where you do things, have breaks for yourself. And what is your belief system? A lot of times we lack confidence because we feel we can't do something, we're not good at something, but it, you know, confidence not doesn't come from the people that around us and having them look at us and tell us, yeah, we're really good. So we build confidence. Confidence also comes within because this is who we are. We are confident people, not because of the work we do. And that can also be built. So focus on rhythmifying your life, the things that you have to do, build them internally based on your type of energy. When I've gone seasons of chaos through seasons of chaos, and this is not the first, episode of my life that I've gone through seasons of chaos. I've gone intermittently, and there are times where I've gone up and down and times where I felt, oh, everything's under control, but I was actually waiting for something to happen, because this is life. You have to be real. Life drops things at you, you wouldn't even know when. um there's the self-awareness part where you have to know yourself, you have to know your own abilities, you have to know what you bring to the table, but also the realization that real life brings challenges and you never know when. There's a set of unpredictability factors in there that you have to know. So knowing those two things really helps you open your eyes to things and expect the pattern of chaos to go up and down, right? Life is messy. Remember what I said? So I've gone through these seasons of, chaos, working full time, building a business, parenting, moving, uh, there's just other loads of other things that, I do during my day. And the only thing that kept me going wasn't motivation. Yeah, there is motivation, but motivation goes up and down. I remember a quote by Zig Ziglar, who says that, if motivation is permanent, no, he says motivation is like, it needs, okay, not in these exact words, I don't remember the verbatim words, but he says something close to motivation needs its own motivation, kind of like that. If it were permanent, we wouldn't wash our faces every day, right? It's like you get up in the morning, you do these routines. You need continuous work and improvement to push, that motivation to get it working. But motivation should not be the thing for us to be, for to the thing to push us to do things, because unfortunately motivation fades. It's not consistent. What doesn't is fade is momentum. So let's focus on that. And this is what I personally focus on. You continue building that momentum, even with small things, right? If you're feeling, really, really tired, exhausted, really not creative that day, you're really stuck, you really, whatever you're feeling that day, motivation isn't what's going to get you up and going. It's momentum. And the way you build momentum is by the continuous little actions that you do. Okay. So just keep going. Tiny, tiny, small steps that you do, no matter, don't focus on perfection. Focus on building that momentum with the tiny, imperfect steps, and they all add up. Motivation isn't what keeps me going. It's not what keeps people going, because it does fade. And I've got to find the exact quote by Zig Ziglar, because it stuck with me. It's been over 20 years since I read this quote, and it made sense to me. So, momentum is what you want to build so that you can continue working and going forward, not motivation. If this hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and follow me for more insight. And if you want support to get your rhythm back, I've got you. DM me or book a discovery call at imcanleadership.com, and stay resilient